This video is the continuation of the last video where I covered event handlers. Even within event handlers, I covered two types of event handlers. One is inline event handler, then a method handler. In this video, I am going to cover something called as event modifiers. Before that, if I have to understand or to explain event modifiers, you need to understand how propagation works in case of JavaScript or framework like VueJS. So I am going to define a parent element, and inside that there is going to be a child element, and I am going to invoke a method here, and I am going to call it as button click. Now I have to define that method. I'll come back to that. I say button click, and I'm also going to add a event handler at the div level, which is the parent. So I'm going to say div click button click. So I need these two methods. So I'm going to say div click. So div click and then button click. So because I'm not passing any arguments and I want to just track what is the target that was clicked, I'm just passing the event. So you can access event dot target dot tag name. Now to make this more unique, I am going to say div so that I can explain propagation. So inside this I am going to say button. So now when I click this, let's see what happens. So I have button click, then I can specify div tag here. So when I click this button, let's see what happens. It not only fires the event handler for the button click, but it also fires that for the parent element. So if you don't desire this functionality, obviously you have to suppress what's happening in the other element. So there is something called as stop propagation. So I can say at click, I can add a modifier to the event and I can say dot stop. What it does is it will not propagate or fire the parent event handler, but will keep the event handling just to the button click. So when you click this, you can see this is happening, but then it stopped propagating to the div above it. So that's event modifier in action. But there could be times when you have for example, a right click that should not happen. So one of the important ways, one of the easiest ways to do is you can use something called as mouse modifiers. So mouse modifier says, how do you access mouse modifier is first write the mouse event, then say dot write dot prevent. That's it. So now when I click on the div tag, I don't see the right, the menu that comes out normally. So if you understand what I mean, if you don't understand, this is the way to see that. Yes. So when I add this, it just silently suppresses that particular event handler or that menu that comes out when you right click it. So that's one of the important um, it's an important feature with mouse modifiers. So this is mouse modifier, this is your event, and then event modifier, and you can put that into action. Sorry, this is event modifier, this is mouse modifier, but you need to be careful as to what to call right when, and that's one of the important concepts of VueJS. So hope this was useful. Thank you.